are now listening to Kimbology.
Kimbo, aka the traveling chafing queen.
Sexy sustainability.
Meditate.
Thanks, man.
Masturbate. Medicate.
Are you gonna let me know when you push play? Okay.
You are now listening to Kimbology.
Kimbo, aka the traveling chafing queen.
Sexy sustainability.
Meditate. Masturbate. Medicate.
You are now listening to Kimbology.
Kimbo, aka the traveling chafing queen.
Sexy sustainability.
Hello, everyone out there. Welcome back to another episode of Kimbology. It's your girl Kimbo here. Why is this chair chilling right here? There we go. Hi, everyone. If you're watching me, I'm live on Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, and I think Facebook too. So thank you again for tuning in. It's Sunday night. It is currently like -7 degrees. We are currently going through a tundra here in the Midwest. So if you are part of the Midwest, we know what we're going through right now. So if you can, just stay safe, find a warm place. And yeah, really happy to be here. It's solo me today. I'm giving you guys these check-ins weekly where I'm here alone and talking to you. It's an intimate one-on-one, the relationship that we built from the beginning. So I'm really proud and happy to continue this in 2024. There's Rick Dog in the corner. That's producer Rick working so hard, y'all. Say hi to Rick Dog, everyone. He's the best. He's always working hard, so I'm so proud of him. But he's over here producing the hell out of this, of course. But today's episode, I'm really excited because I have a list that I want to share with you guys. Folks out there, if you guys don't know, I'm a pole dancer, self-employed with that. So I'm an independent artist, meaning like I am doing classes weekly. So I'm using my body weekly. And I wanted to share with you guys some self-care routines. So I have 10 ways things that I do for self-care. So that's going to be for the later episode. I haven't quite decided if I like meditate, masturbate, medicate. You know, if you guys don't know, if you're new to the channel, those are our themes. Those are our taglines. That is what the whole podcast is encompassing. So I haven't quite, I'm like, is pole dancing considered underneath the masturbate category or the meditate? And I feel like it could be both, because honestly, like, I feel like this episode kind of gives more at meditate than anything. So we're going to stick to that, and we're going to focus on self-care today. So that's what we're going to talk about for a little bit. Okay. And before we do that, I like to always give an update, give you guys an update on the homestead. My OCD's kicking in. I'm like, oh my God, something's like a little off in the camera. I see it, but it's just me. So don't worry, guys. It's just me. I'm going to get over it. I'm so proud because this is like truly solidifying. Like, this is something we've been doing. My team here, mainly me and Rick Dog, doing everything that you see. And I'm just so proud that we're able to produce this show for you guys each time, because it's not easy. There are a lot of lights on me right now. There's cameras, there's phones, there's things, there's notes, so producing your own show takes a lot. So I'm really proud that we continue to do this for you all. So thank you for watching again. But little update. So let's see, it's fucking cold. But y'all, we have been just like really just trying our best to keep our chicken warm. So if you guys don't know, if you're not familiar, we have one chicken right now. We started with 4, and she's currently outside by herself in her coop. And we did get a badass coop for her. What's the name of it? It's shout out to Nestera. So Nestera is like the company that we bought. It's chicken coops that are made from recycled plastics, and it's like heavy duty, and it's super easy to put together. And Rick Dog found it on just the interwebs, and I think just from looking at like YouTubes and stuff like that, like of how like chicken coops and like, because we were trying to purchase a better one for our baby chickens out there. And we found this one coop, and it's called Nestera. That's the brand. And it's great because it's got this like 25 year life, 25-year warranty or some shit. It's like really tough stuff. So she's inside of it and she hasn't left her coop. And then we have like a kind of like a cage entrapment around her that we kind of close her in on. But right now we had to put up some extra like reinforcement because it is so cold. So typically my chickens breed. She's an Australope, Australope. It's really hard for me to say. She's from Australia though, so that's my girl. Okay, and typically these chickens can do really well in the cold. However, even in this type of weather, which is like the negatives, right? The wind shields, those like negatives, 12 wind shields and all that stuff. That's just too much. So we do have to add a little bit more in the coop to keep her like bunkered in and warm. So we have like 2 heat lamps on her right now. Shout out to Rick who went outside and like put some like tarp around her cage just to kind of keep her like a little bit away from the wind gusts. And yeah, so my poor baby's outside cold, y'all. So I'm just so worried. Sorry, you guys are going to get a lot of updates about chickens and cats here because that's just like what we give. That's what we give, okay? So I'm really, that's the one thing that's on my mind right now is just making sure that she gets through these. And this is like a little cold spell. We're going to get through it. You know what I mean? It's only here for like a few days, but it has been very cold. And we haven't seen the lights of this type of cold now for quite some time in Chicago, honestly. Typically our winters have been a little bit more mild, so thank God for that, honestly, because again, this weather, it's just tough, I taught pole dancing today. Shout out to Siren, shout out to this pole studio that I teach at. And Sundays I have classes like at 10 a.m. and then I have a class at 12 noon. And, just getting up and getting your day going on a Sunday when it's -2, it's always a little tougher, so, but shout out to all my students that came to class, worked very hard. We had a great time. But I will say, it's been a lot of maintenance to keep this body together. Hey, Rick Dog, I think we're frozen on the main thingy. All right, guys, we're going to keep talking. I'm going to keep talking. But if you're watching us with the live, we just got to do a little refreshing. So there. Shit, this weather. I'm surprised we even got a feed with this damn weather. It's so damn cold. So, but so yeah, that's been really something. You guys the 10 steps that what I do to keep yourself warm, and to keep yourself just like maintenance for your body, But other than that, today's been a great day. I napped with Georgie, so that was great. Perfect. Hey, we're back. Thank you guys again. Sorry, we had a little technical difficulty. Again, it is a tundra outside, so it's like -7 degrees and wind chilled. It's not, Chicago ain't playing right now. The Midwest is Midwesting, okay? So just bear with us, okay? But yeah, really, really happy for that. And then one thing that I usually do with my students, and I want to kind of bring it to the podcast, I'm trying to like blend my worlds a little bit. I feel like I'm very disconnected, but that's because of my Gemini rising, I know. Or is it my Gemini moon? Because I'm Gemini in both. But like literally I'm very like scatterbrained, and I like to take on like projects, and like they can be completely different from one another. Like I have this podcast with you all, then I do pole dancing, I'm an instructor and I have that side of me. That I'm like, I have the acting and like the hosting side of me too, which again, I'm trying to kind of encompass that all together, because that way it just makes sense, right? This is my brand, and so it makes sense to have it all be kind of like talking about it. So that's why I'm going to talk here more about pole dancing and also just self-care and all that too. So I feel like that's something that I should share. I don't really necessarily, sometimes it's kind of hard to figure out, and like when I think of like things that I want to share like content wise, and like maybe I should try this, maybe I should try that, it's typically when I go simple and just showing like just simple things in my life, and when I do, that's the answer, you know what I mean? Like my brain kind of like sometimes needs to be dialed back a little bit. I feel like that also can come from fashion, because if you guys don't know, I have a fashion design degree and I went to school for fashion design, so that's actually like my background. However, I graduated and I didn't really use my degree with it. Whatever, I used the skills. When I graduated, I found a job with like this large industrial marketing company that made these large signs out of fabric. And I utilize my skills, obviously my technical skills of creating garments and fabricating there. But when it comes to like designing dresses and coats and things like that, I never really utilized those skills. But however, later on when I got to pole dancing, that's when I started to incorporate that design side again, which is fun, which is really fun. So, but yeah, it's nice because I feel like creativity and creating is just something that a muscle that I'm always trying to exercise. You know, I don't want to, and it's fun to do it, and I really truly enjoy it. So creating these spaces like this is a part of that process too for me. So yeah. But when it comes to the 10 things that I do for self-care, let's get into it. Okay, let's get into it. So I have a list here, and it says, so 10 things that I like to do, right? As a self-care routine, as a pole dancer, I typically see for number one, I get massages. Okay. It's just essential. There's just no way, y'all, if you guys are familiar with my Instagram or my pole dancing page on TikTok, like you guys see me do the dancing and the tricks and everything. And there's just, you have to maintenance your body, you know, you have to take care of it, you know. So massages are essential and they're really important, and I'm very, very blessed to, yay, thank you, Rick Dog. And I'm very, very blessed to you know, have a person, shout out to Q, my massage technician, super professional. I mean, quite literally the best, knows my body now, understands the nuances of also being a black woman with, say, like a thick, like a butt, like an ass, you know, thick thighs, you know what I'm saying? Like when we lay on the table now, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if you guys ever get massages, but when you lay down and you have an ass, you need something on your lower back, because guess what? There's a giant lump on the back of you as you're laying down, and that hurts. It hurts when you're laying down, especially if the bed or whatever you're laying on doesn't give at all. So when you get massages, like they're just typically like right at this thin pad that you lay on, you know, depending on how your massage technician does them. Q has this like warming pad that we lay on, and it's amazing. If you guys are interested in the Chicagoland area, on getting like some massages by them, she's amazing. So it's called A Natural Mind and Body, and that's on her Instagram, her website. It's called A Natural Mind and Body, and you can book a appointment with her. I believe she does house calls too, so she'll come to you if that's the case as well. But that's in the Chicagoland area, okay? But so with that being said, when you're laying on that massage table, there's things that Q does that, like, you know, she adds like a pillow under my like legs, you know, because she knows that I need to have my legs elevated because of my ass, you know. Mama got junk in her trunk. So if I don't have like a pillow, an elevation for my legs, like I just feel all that in my lower back and it kills me. So yeah, massages are essential. Please make sure, if you are going to be, you know, doing some sort of sport, like anything, if you're into like fitness and you're into like CrossFit, or you're running, or a runner, or you're just a gym rat, you know what I mean? You have to also give yourself, you have to massage your body as well. You have to give it that self-care. And so I just want to stress that too. So these are the things that I do as a pole dancer. And oh yeah, and I was going to say another thing was that me and my technician, she's awesome. So sometimes we'll barter our services, which is essential, because y'all, if there's one way to beat patriarchy and capitalism, it's the barter system. Okay, so if you have a skill and I have a skill or a service, you know what I mean, and we can barter, or we can support each other in our services and keep Uncle Sam out of it. You know what I'm saying? They could just be like, this is between me and them. We don't got to worry about you. Okay. That's the way to win. That is the way to beat patriarchy. So I love that me and her have this like system where we support each other in what we do best. So yeah. So that's number one, massaging. And then number two that I do, is I have an acupuncturist, y'all. I have this amazing like Korean doctor, who's not only is his background of like 10 plus years, no, I even think 20 at this point, Plus his father and his father's father all studied Chinese like medicine, like healing therapy, so to speak. And I go see him when, like, so for example, if I get my weekly massages with my technician, right? And that's to keep me going. By the way, if you are on TikTok, I have a page. Find me on TikTok, Kimbology _. And then if you're listening to this podcast, I'll put them in the show notes so you guys can follow me, okay? But I will sometimes go live and you can see her technique and all that. So I'm very transparent with my, what I do to help myself sustain myself, So yeah, tune into that. I go live all the time on TikTok now on either my podcast page, my personal page, like my daily life page, and then my pole dancing page as well. So, but my acupuncturist is a little bit special because he does like several different techniques to help my body. So for example, like if I do, like one thing that is always bothering is my shoulder. My shoulder's always killing me. So I typically have like a lot of like knots and stuff in like my rotator cuff, and so this is always just this sensitive area because of I use it a lot, right, with pole. So sometimes when I go see Dr. Kim, he does a series of chiropractic moves on me with the chair, and I'm laying down, and he'll crack my back and all that stuff. He'll also do some cupping. So if you're not familiar with that, he'll take those like these cups, and then like sometimes he'll light them on fire, and then they suck or then he'll pull. There's like this pump thing that he does, and he like pulls your skin away. And then, and it usually leaves like a kind of like this like circle weld on your body. So, that's called cupping. That's amazing too. So he'll do that. He'll do cupping. He'll do chiropractic work. He'll do like infrared treatment. So he'll like hook my body up to, he'll hook like these. Oh, firstly he'll do the needles, right? He'll do the acupuncture needles. And then sometimes he attaches like the machine to the needle, and then he'll turn up like the like the vibration of it or whatever, and I swear it just relaxes your muscles to allow like basically the inflammation to go down. So he does that as well. And then after that he does this one thing that kind of, when I tell people that I do this, or when I tell people about his the extraction part of this, people are like, skirt excuse me, because after I go see Dr. Kim, he extracts like blood clots out of your body. And I say that literally. So he'll have at the end of like everything that he's done, like usually all of those services, the chiropractic treatment, the acupuncture treatment with the needles, the cupping service, the services, the machine infrared, service, like all that stuff. Then at the end, he uses like this like prick, like almost like one of those guns when you went to Claire's and got your ears pierced. If y'all ever did that as a kid, there's a little reference for you. So it looks like one of those kind of a little bit, and then he'll puncture little holes with the needle all in that spot, in that area that's that's affected or in pain or whatever, that's inflamed, because what's happening is you have buildup of blood in that section that's just like basically inflamed, and it's becoming a clot, and so that's what's causing that pain. So you kind of have to like move it, right, and get it out the way. And so he extracts it. So he'll do that. He'll prick many little holes, and that part sucks, guys. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, it ain't shit. No, it hurt. That shit fucking hurt, okay? And it depends on where in your body you have the pain. He'll do that. And so if it's in your knee or your ankle or any sensitive area, it sucks. However, when I tell you instant relief, so after he does that, he'll take this like kind of like a sucky thing, and he'll like put it there, and then he'll sucks like, and he'll pump your the section that you just like had the all that whatever all the little pricks from, and then he leaves it there for a little bit while the blood is extracting, and that's what's happening, like your blood clots extracting. And then after a while, he takes a clean paper towel and wipes it off, and he'll show you like your blood clot on this napkin, and you're just like, yo, Thank you. But it's wild because when you leave there, I mean, it's physically like the relief you feel, like you leave without the pain. It's crazy. So depending on how intense your pain is and where and all that stuff, he assesses you. He knows the body so well. So I really feel like when I leave after I see him, I'm a new bitch, okay? And there is some soreness there. You have the cupping, welds on your body. It looks crazy. If you've ever gotten cupping done, it looks like someone's just taken a bat and had punched perfect little circles in your body. It's crazy, but it's so good. So I do that. That's when I have I'm actually due for that, to be honest with you. And another thing is that he did that one time and he didn't get all of it out, he'll do it again and he'll do it again. So it's not for the faint-hearted at all, but for the things that I do with my body and the pain that I go through, I need it. It's essential. So yeah, shout out to Dr. Kim, shout out to acupuncturists out there, and shout out to Korean doctors that know what the fuck they're doing with the body. So that's another thing that I do. And then number 3 is King Spa. So I am very blessed to live in an area where there is a Korean spa that you can go to, where they have saunas, they have healing rooms, oxygen rooms. There's even a restaurant in there and a theater room where you can watch TV. And then there's all these areas to sleep. If I'm not mistaken, there's only a few locations of King Spa locations in the U.S. One is here in the Chicagoland area. Then there's another one in Dallas. And I believe there's another one on the eastern side, like either New Jersey or New York or something like that. I've never been to that one, but I'm about to head to the one in Dallas next month because your girl's got a workshop that she's doing down there. So I'm definitely going to check that out. And it's just a spa. It's a spa. If you've heard of the word onsen, that's another word for this type of place where, there's a section where it's co-ed. So you have to change your clothes and you wear these pajama sets that they give you, and you go there, you walk around. That's where you can go into the co-ed area. You can go to the different rooms, you can go to the restaurant or whatever. And then there's the wet spa area, which is separate. It's separated by genders. So the men will have their own establishment where they go to the wet spa, and then the women will have another establishment. So I don't quite know what they do when it comes to non-binary folk and people that don't identify with either or. Unfortunately, it's just one of those things where they just have it separate for both the women and the men. So, but when you go to the women's side, when you go to the spa, that is really nice because there's a sauna, there's a cold plunge pool. That's another thing that's great is, so when I go there, I do work, right? So I'm physically going there to do work on my body. I call it body work, right? And depending on who you are, you might use this place for other things. It is a place that has a reputation as well of getting freaky there, but I don't participate, honestly, and I've never seen it, honestly. So it's one of those things that's very low key, and I don't know, I don't partake, but go off, you know what I'm saying? Do it safely. I don't know. That place is not for that though. It's really a place of healing, But yeah, when I go there, I have a system depending on what I want to get done. Back in the day when I would just go there by myself and just spend hours there. Oh, this place is also 24 hours, so you can be in that bitch all fucking day. You can sleep there. You can it's you could treat it like a hotel too. People do that too. So that's an option. But basically I go to the dry spot. I'll check in, I'll change, put on the uniform, and then I'll head over to the co-ed spot and kind of warm myself up. I'll go and try different rooms where they have amethyst rooms, Himalayan salt rooms, they have gold rooms, they have all different rooms you can kind of, and they're all heated, right? They're all different points of heat where you can relax your muscles, right? And then so I'll kind of warm myself up to that. And then another thing that I didn't say I didn't do, but I usually take shrooms when I go to King Spa, because the thing is, there's this one room at King Spa where it's very hot. I call it the oven. It's 200 degrees or some it's crazy. It's this dome in the middle of this establishment, and you go in and there's an oven, there's this clear door, but they changed it. Before they had this literal oven door, which freaked me out. So I would never go in there because I'm like, you ain't finna get me. If that door closes and does not open, you ain't finna get me, okay? So I this was in the beginning, but when they changed some things around, they made this like clear door so you can see out, which helped me in my anxiety a lot. So then you go in there and it's super fucking hot and you just sit there and you sweat. You just sweat it out. You sweat out all the junk in your body. And yeah, it's fucking amazing. And then the best thing is that after you stay in there, you go to the right next door. They have this like basically an ice box, basically a fridge, right? It's just super cold. You open the door, it's really cold in there, and you go in there and you sit. So that's typically what I do is I try to take myself on this body work of hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold. So I'm trying to help the inflammation in my body, right? And it just really helps soothe the muscles. So that's something that, again, it's a Korean spa. So this is what they've been doing to stay, youthful, healthy. And it's like a cultural thing. So it's become my culture, honestly. Thai people, because I'm half Thai. So my mom's originally from Thailand. Thai people, we do spas, but we don't necessarily have like a place. Like I feel like Japanese people have the onsen, and then Korean people have this spa as well. I can't remember what Koreans would call it, but maybe it's the same onsen or whatever. But Thai people, we also like, it's not like we have a place, but we're familiar with like the spa methods. But yeah, this place is Korean, so. And it's amazing. So yeah, that's another thing that I do for self-care as a pole dancer. So that's number 3. Number 4 is stretch. I can't stress to you how important it is to stretch your body, okay? It's just like, I mean, if you see the things that I can do, and if you watch other pole dancers and you're just like, oh my God, wow, like that's amazing. I wish I can do that. Well, there's a lot of work that goes into it, and it takes stretching your body. So even if that's watching TV at home, you getting on the floor and sitting down with your dog or your cat and stretching your legs, just do that. Give yourself that gift. Okay. We are so neglectful sometimes of our bodies and everything it does for us on a daily basis. It's important that we really do this like self-care to it. So stretching is key. So whether that's stretching I do all the time. And then that's another thing in the spa. I try to stretch too in the spa as well. That's when my muscles are relaxed, and I've been getting at that body work. So that helps too. That's really important. So yeah, that's number 4. Number 5 is get sufficient equipment, okay? So depending on what you do and who you are and what type of fitness or what type of activity you're into, there's specific, equipment that will make your life easier, that will make your job easier, that will allow you to do things efficiently, right? So, that reminds me, I didn't wear my shit today. Look at that. When it comes to equipment, I started to wear these because I've been having a lot of work with my forearms lately, and it's been really kind of like I'm in a little bit of an overuse right now. They're very sore, so I've been putting on these sleeves, these black kind of compression sleeves, and I've been wearing them on my forearms, and then I also wear a wrist guard for my wrist, because when you're on pole and you're swinging on the pole, you tend to rub your wrist a lot on the pole, and that sometimes just after time it develops like a little friction there. You might even have a little mark or discoloration after time. If I didn't wear a wrist guard, I had a little mark on my wrist, so that was something that I noticed. Knee pads are essential with pole dancing. I cannot stress to you how important knee pads are. Get yourself some good knee pads. Give yourself a few options, when I'm in the studio too, I have a few that I sell too when I'm there. And it's essential, especially when we do dance choreography. You're gonna use your knees, y'all. You know what I mean? When it comes to dance choreography, knees are gonna be utilized. And I don't know about y'all, I need my knees covered, okay? Rick Dog, I think we have a little frozen situation. It's cold, y'all, so just bear with us.
It's essential.
But yeah, so knee pads are essential. And there's another brand that's really great for pole dancers. It's called Queen. -6 wind chill warning. It's -6 right now. That's so cold, y'all.
Okay, you're back now. It was sound that was out. Now
Okay, perfect. Well, thank you so much for tuning in. Sorry, y'all. We had some technical difficulties. Thank you for bearing with us again, y'all. Huh?
Whatever the last number you did, it started at.
Okay, cool. Can you also bring me some water, baby? A LaCroix or whatever. Thank you. Shout out to producer Rick, y'all. Shout out to him. Like, he's the best. Give him his flowers. Give him his whatever. I'm trying to think of something else to say other than flowers, but I got nothing. So I was talking about equipment. Thank you, honey. I was talking about equipment that I use as a pole dancer. I was talking about wrist guards. I had some like sleeves for my forearms. I was talking about knee pads, and I was talking about the brand Queen, and it's a pole dancing company that makes pole dancing knee pads that are cute. So not only are they functional, but they're cute, and they also come in different skin tones, which is and they're inclusive, which is nice. They're body positive as well. Hi, George. My cat is missing me because he just came and just sat right by my foot. You want to come on? You want to be on TV? You want to be on the screen? You don't care. He's like, "What you doing, mama? What you doing? Hey, baby." So yeah, knee pads, heels. Okay. So if you're a pole dancer, heels. We tend to use one brand the most, and that's like almost like it's like a Nike when it comes to like pole dancing, right? It's called Pleasers. That's the name of the brand, called Pleasers, and they make stripper shoes, and it's the best. It's like the staple go-to brand when we're getting our pole heels, and you can get it of various amounts. There's so many different styles, so many different heel sizes. There's thigh highs, there's stilettos, there's a ton, and some of them light up. It's a vibe. So that is equipment as well, and have fun with it. I always say, like, for my newbies, for my new pole students, my pole babies, I'm always excited to see what's their first like pole heel that they choose, and it always shocks me because it's always like I'm always pleased to see. Go ahead, George, get on there. He's trying to be a part, y'all. He's trying to be in the camera. Let me see if you can see him. I'm gonna scooch over. You can't see him? Oh, you gotta go back. You can kind of see him right now. George. He's like, what? Leave me alone. So yeah, Pleasers are our brand. That's what we use for pole dancing. There's another brand called Burju as well that I've done a partnership with, and they're very iconic for making like dancer heels. Like, if you ever seen like dancers that do heel classes, they have heels on. They make those heels, and those are really great to dance in. You have a lot of support when you have those brand. So they recently made like pole heels, and I like their brand too. They're not bad. They gifted me a pair, we had worked in a collaboration together, and they actually gave me one, and I did this post for them and everything. And so yeah, it was great, and I liked them. And they didn't have as many options as like the Pleasers, but it definitely passed the test for me as a pole dancer. If you're on TikTok watching us, you can see Georgie, but unfortunately on the YouTube and then the other camera that we have going on Twitch, you can't see him. He's hiding. But if you're on TikTok, you can see him. He's in the corner. He's so cute. my little kitty buddy. All right, so that was equipment. So I said heels, knee pads. Was there anything else? I mean, get yourself some sexy pole gear. Get yourself a cute outfit. Typically, the reason why you see pole dancers wearing like scantily clad outfits is because we need our skin to show so we can do tricks and then stick to the pole. So it's essential for our safety as well. So depending on, just thinking about that, you can get bodysuits and things like that, but just keep that in mind that you're limiting yourself on being able to grip the pole if you cover your body with fabric. So unless you have, there are specific it's like there's one brand that makes like sticky pants. That way you can pole dance in pants. Like for like frigid days like today, you could just use the pole dancing, you could just keep those leggings on and just pole dance. So those are nice. I bought a pair before, but there's just nothing like getting on the pole with your bare skin. It hurts and it feels good all at the same time. So I'll just leave it at that. But yeah, I think that's, get yourself like a stand for your phone, maybe like a little, something where you can put your phone on, or if you're in class and you don't have anything, I always tell my students to use maybe yoga blocks to kind of prep your phone up so you can see yourself, record yourself doing tricks and things like that. So I've gone through various, ring lights and things like that. So I have like a ring light that I have at the studio that I usually record myself with. So that's always helpful as well. That's self-care too. And it helps you just be organized, I always feel like if you have the right equipment around you, you can do a better job. And so I take my craft very seriously when it comes to pole dancing. So I definitely make sure to, have my equipment in my bag. I have a pole bag that I typically just have ready to go all the time. And in there, I'll have all my things. I have my outfits. I'll also have deodorant in there. That's essential too, because you sweat and you stink. Whatever. It is what it is. I like this deodorant that is paraben free and alcohol, aluminum free. So I use that, and I'll always just keep one in my bag. I'll keep gum in there because I smoke a lot of weed. So I try to make sure I don't have the worst breath in the world. So I keep gum in there. What else do I have in there? Yeah, just all the essential things that I have. Oh, dry hands. Dry hands is this liquid chalk that we put on our hands. There's different companies that make different brands, but Dry Hands is another popular brand that everybody uses. And that's just so your hands don't get slippery. And so we use that I use that every time I pole dance. And then also iTack is another sticking agent that you can put on, almost like a wax that you put on your body to stick to the pole. And those are the two things that I use to pole dance. When it comes to any sort of grip, I believe in Dry Hands and iTack. So that's me. But some people like other things. Some people, use other products. When I was in Australia, a lot of people used shaving cream for their body to stick to the pole. I was like, interesting. Never saw that. But over there they use a different pole. They use a brass pole, and you tend to stick better when you use that. You'll put shaving cream on your body, and it gives you this slight tackiness that works really well with the pole there. So I didn't necessarily think that it worked for me, but go off, you know what I mean? All right, so that was number 5. So number 6 is therapy. I don't know about you guys, but therapy, I have a therapist I see every week. Therapy is essential. And I do a telehealth. So it's a virtual therapy session that I see my therapist weekly for 1 hour. And it's funny because my last session, she was and I have a black woman as a therapist. So I'm so happy because that was something that I definitely wanted to find was a black woman therapist that I trusted. And I'm so happy that I found one because I just love her so much. I've had her for about 2 years now. Maybe a little even over that. And I found her through this amazing platform called Open Path Collective. They did not sponsor this episode at all. However, I want to share all this information because I think it's essential, especially with mental health, and especially right now with the times. I think it's really important that we get, see the help that we need, or seek out the help that we need, whatever that may be. So it's called Open Path Collective. I think it's .com or .org. I can't remember if it's .com or .org, but it'll pop up. It'll say find a therapist for a low cost. So basically, if you don't have insurance, or maybe therapy is a little bit too expensive through your insurance, you can always go to Open Path Collective, and it's a platform that will help you find therapists that are more affordable, and that they have a tiered way of prices. I believe it goes from maybe 30 to 35 on up an hour, I believe. I think they might have changed the prices. They might have been at 50 now, so it's $50 to $65 to $70 a session or whatever. Still significantly cheaper than therapy, the old-fashioned way through your insurance. That shit will be $200 $200 a session or $100 a session or whatever. So I currently pay $70 a session for weekly therapy sessions with my therapist. So I see her once a week and it costs $70. So that is something that even when times are hard, I've learned that I can't stop therapy, because if anything, I need that the most during those times. When I'm in survival mode, it's essential to have therapy when you're in survival mode. I mean, like, it's funny because, you know, you think about things, okay, I got to cut back on this. I cut back on my nails. I cut back on my pedicures. I cut back on a lot of things, but I did not give up therapy, because that's something that I was like, nah, if I need anything right now, it's talk therapy. So yeah, if you're looking for therapy and you need like an affordable platform, Open Path Collective is the best. And I believe you pay a one-time fee, like basically like an enrollment fee. And I can't remember when I paid it. I think it was like $59. It could be anywhere from $59 to $99 now, but it's one time. And basically you pay that, and then you have the platform for forever. Okay. And highly recommend that platform if you're looking for affordable therapy, but you can't afford like traditional therapy. Okay. And they have a huge list of therapists that are on there that can help you out. So I'm sure you'll find somebody. I used to have a therapist who was like this like Jewish white man. He was gay as well. He was a gay Jewish white man, and we had therapy for a while. He was my therapist for a little bit, but then he ended up firing me and like letting me go. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I only saw him like once a month. I didn't really take therapy that seriously. I just like did it to do it. But in order to do the work, I had to start going to therapy every week. And I ended up finding a new therapist. I found my current one. So finding a therapist can be a little bit like dating, y'all. So just be patient. You know, I just want to say, like, if you go and you seek out therapy and say we reach out to one person and like you don't, like, you go to a session, you don't vibe with them, please don't give up. Don't give up. Okay. Because that is very normal. Like it's not, when I first looked for therapy the first time, like I went to like 3 different individuals to see if there was going to be a good fit. You know what I mean? So it did feel a little bit like dating, but once you find somebody that you really vibe with and that really helps you, then yeah, it's great. And it's so worth the money. So definitely do that. Okay, y'all? So that is number 6 for my self-care that I do as a pole dancer. That was it. And then number 7 is journal. I'll admit, I don't have the best journaling, what do you call it? Cadence of like when I journal. I don't do it like every day. I don't do it like every two days or whatever. I do it when I'm called to it. However, it does help me. It does. Like if I'm having like especially if I'm having like an absolute crazy day or something like has happened to me where I'm like feeling really like my anxiety is just on 1,000, right? And like it doesn't, like the regular things that I do to cope with my anxiety aren't helping, then I will sit down with my journal and then I'll write. And my journal that I have is, I'm trying to see if I find it right here, but it's basically has a lot of affirmations and questions inside of it. So it makes journaling a little bit easier. So if you're the type of person that like is like, yeah, I want to journal, but I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what to do. I don't know what to write. Excuse me. That's when you would have like, you would buy journals that have questions and prompt you with like, that way it makes it easier. Cause I know like sometimes for me too, like sitting there with a blank piece of paper, I'm gonna look at that paper and be like, what the fuck do I write? You know what I'm saying? Like I need a little guidance, you know? So I highly recommend like looking around. Shout out to the Sable Collective. That's a great platform if you want to look for journals on there. I bought several journals on that platform, and it's Black owned. It's actually owned by one of the hosts from Around the Way Curls podcast. I love them. I've been on their podcast too. And Shanti, she owns the Sable Collective. So it's the Sable, SABLE collective.com. And there you can shop for all sorts of cute things. And she has usually journals that I really like. So, and she curates it. She does a really good job of finding all these really amazing, like, with her sourcing. Like, she finds like Black owned artists and Black creators that, like, you know, have something to share with the world. So love that platform for that. So yeah, journaling is going to be number 7. And number 8 is pedicures. I need one right now. I'm not gonna admit to you. I admit to you. But pedicures are great because, guys, folks, we walk on our feet every fucking day. You know what I'm saying? Every day we're walking on our feet. So not only is it just essential to get them in general, but just to stay healthy and keep your feet healthy. We're using them we walk on them so much. You know what I mean? So if you're a type of person that neglects your feet, right, and doesn't take care of your feet, it's gonna come back to you. You gotta do things to take care of your feet. It's so important. So highly recommend getting a pedicure. And I don't care if you're, masculine presenting, feminine presenting, I don't care. Go to a salon, find a nice place that, a little hole in the wall place that you just want to go in there and tell them, be like, hey, maybe if you don't want polish or anything like that, you can just be like, hey, just clean me up a little bit, I don't, no polish, they're happy to just clean you up, and you don't have to get the whole 9 yards. Okay. So pedicures, wonderful for that. And number 9, oh, I already did number 9. I wrote down sexy pole wear. So I had the equipment was for pole dancing, which was like your, knee pads and all that stuff. And then I also said, get yourself some pole. Thank you. Shout out to, we got a little love on the live. So shout out to you. Thank you so much. Let's see. So, my last thing that I have on my list is going to be meditate. Hey, right? Meditate, masturbate, medicate. Come on now. Right on brand for us. So yeah, meditates. Meditation is something that I struggle with all the time. Okay. So it's very common to find it difficult. Okay. Stillness. So sorry for that plop. Stillness in general. Finding, yourself in a nice area that's quiet, or not even quiet. Maybe have like some sort of maybe have some white noise going. Maybe if you have an app that you can play that plays a little bit of maybe fire crackling, or maybe play like the ocean, breeze, or rain falling, there's a YouTube channel called Lo-Fi Girl that plays just like lo-fi, like lo-fi hip hop, like lo-fi, like just like a nice beat that's really like calming. Like you can put that on. I like to work, actually, if I'm doing some work on the computer and all that, I'll do Lo-Fi Girl for that, and I'll just play that in the background. I don't typically like to put the TV on during the day. I don't know why. I feel like it just messes with especially during the day. I feel like for me personally, I like to have the TV on during the evening, right? The midday and evening. Because in the morning, I think it just throws me off a little bit. I personally, my choice of a morning routine is like a podcast as I get ready in the morning. Maybe the Lo-Fi Girl, I'll put on that YouTube's channel and I'll have that playing in the background. Another channel that I love that personally Rick Dog hates is her name is Liziki. I know you're going to be like, what the fuck? Liziki. Her name is Liziki. It's like Liziquie, if I'm not mistaken. She's a Chinese like homestead farm girl that creates amazing content that is so soothing. And she does everything. Like she makes her own benches, she makes her own food, she farms her own vegetables. She has she has little puppies and like goats like running around her, and she lives in like the countryside of China, and she's very popular. She's like about like 18 million followers on YouTube. So she's that bitch, okay? So if you don't know about Liziki, put some respect on her name, okay? And if I'm if I'm fucking up the name, I think it's called Liziki, but she probably can pronounce. It's probably pronounced better. Something else, Liziki. But highly recommend that channel if you enjoy like that type of vibe. Ricky says it gives him anxiety. He's like, I can't watch this shit. He said, what is she doing? What is she? I'm like, she's doing everything. She does so many things. But I love watching her. So I like to put that sometimes on during the day. Excuse me. So if it's not like, if the TV is on, Liziki's on in the background. So that's kind of what I do for meditation, and just kind of like a practice. And then at night, I like to sometimes if I am having a particularly hard day, or I'll do breathing exercises while I'll do them. And I've actually been working with that with my therapist, which is called she said it was like the 4 count. It was like the 4 something count. breathe count or something like that, where you breathe in for 4 counts, hold for 4 counts, and then release for 4 counts. And those have been really nice too. Those have been great for my anxiety. So if I'm ever feeling very like a tightness in my chest, I'll do a few of those and I'll usually feel much better. So there you go, y'all. 10 ways to self-care. As those are 10 things that I do as a pole dancer for self-care. Those are 10 things that you can do for whatever you do for self-care. Okay, you don't have to be a pole dancer to do all those things, but those are things that I like to do. Those are things that I've shared. Ricky said it makes me hungry. Laziki makes him hungry. I'm telling you, y'all. She be making some food. She gives me inspiration when I watch her. I'll be like, oh, because she utilizes everything. Like she even like cooks with like flower petals. It's amazing. It's crazy. You gotta watch Laziki. She's the best. I love it. Shout out to my nail girl Angela that put me onto her. Like one day she had her playing on as she was doing my nails, and I was like, this bitch is lit. I love her. Like she's doing everything. She's like, oh yeah, Laziki's that bitch. Okay. And then she's always got her grandma she like makes food for. She like dresses her grandma up. It's so cute. So shout out to Laziki. The real ones know. Okay. But yeah, y'all, this is all she wrote today. I just wanted to come on here and share these 10 self-care rituals that I do. And then I also wanted to I've been doing this in my pole classes, which has been really nice because it's been such a great way to share like positivity. 5 minutes ago, Aunt Sean Davis has liked it. Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm giving you a heart hand. I'm giving you a heart. Oh, the camera's right here, y'all. Whoopsie. Yeah, thank you so much for, in sharing. And I think we have a little frozen situation again. Rick Dog. My screen froze a little bit. I'm gonna wrap it up anyways though. It's okay. Should I just leave it?
No.
Okay. It's cold, babe. It's cold. It's literally cold. It's got to be that. We're having some technical difficulties more than usual because I think it's just cold. Taylor, hey Tay. Taylor's been liking this live. Oh my god, I just seen this. Hey Tay. Mwah. Thank you, boo. Hello. Better? Okay, cool. Sorry, y'all. Technical difficulties. Like I said, again, it is very fucking cold outside, -7 degrees. So I'm gonna wrap things up, and I said I wanted to end this episode with a little positivity. I've been doing this in my workshops and in my classes and pole dancing. So I've been ending. I usually ask people like what their name is, what their signs are, like zodiac signs, and then I'll ask them like what their pronouns are, and then I'll say, please share one good thing that happened to you this week. And so I want to share one thing that happened to me this week that was good. So recently this week I got reached out to by my old company that I used to work for, and they slid in my DMs on LinkedIn and was like, hey, how are you? Can we reconnect? And I was like, yeah, let's go. Let's reconnect, So they're actually, if you don't know, I work in I work also in the corporate cannabis field as well, in the corporate cannabis industry as well. And so I used to be like a trade marketing manager for this cannabis company in California. And then I also used to be like the regional marketing manager for another company. So this is what I do as well. And I love it. I love marketing. It's really fun. I feel like I'm really good with that. So it's a skill that I have. And yeah, they reached back out, and it looks like they're going to be in town at the end of the month. And so we'll see what happens. I'll keep you guys posted. But yeah, y'all, I might be working back in corporate cannabis. We'll see. Crossing fingers. We'll see. But yeah, I just want to put that out there. So that's something that's good that happened to me this week. And that was very lovely to I basically had a meeting with them, and they were like, you know, we've been going out in the field in Illinois and seeing the dispensaries, and we've been seeing the shelves, and they look great. You know, the display shelves with all the, like the merch and stuff on there, and like we were asking who did that, and they said your name, and I was like, fuck yeah, they said my name, you know. No, I'm just kidding, but like I was like, thank you, I appreciate that. So it's always nice to and affirming to hear that you've done a good job, and that you did a good job at what what you've been putting out there. So one thing that the CEO said is that he said that I could tell you cared about the display, and I was like, oh, because I do care. Okay, so we'll see. So that was the one good thing that happened to me this week, and I want y'all to all think about that in the future. If you want to share on this live some good things that happened to you this week, I would love to start doing that. Like, I'm so pleased to hear, and I can see you now on TikTok too. So if you write questions on TikTok, I can see it as well. So I'll do my best to respond, but I can see it. I got a light stand. I got a little thing. The light went out, but it's still up. It's still moving. So, but yeah, that's what I wanted to have our chat today, was to sit down and talk about a little self-care. So we did meditate today for Meditate, Mash, Medicate. And that's it for today. I thank you all again so much. Oh, please go on Apple Podcasts and leave a comment, subscribe. Reviews, y'all, comments, engagements, that helps me so much. If y'all ain't got the ducats and y'all ain't got the money to shell out to me, and which I get it, times are hard, inflation's killing everyone, you can always support me by engaging with our platforms, whether that's watching the streams, you know, engaging, leaving comments. If you're on TikTok, you can engage, like the live, share the live, you know, anything that helps. All that engagement helps. It really does with this algorithm. So that is another way that you can help. And then leave comments. Please leave those comments on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Those are very helpful as well, to help this platform grow. Okay. And I promise that we have so much more in store. I actually have a really great interview tomorrow that I'm set up, and I can't wait to share more perspectives with you all. It's going to be a great year. So, and Georgie, do you have anything to say? No? He's quietly sleeping next to me. If you're on TikTok, you can kind of see him sleeping next to me. All right, y'all. Thank you so much. Hi, Kimbo. Ooh, look, we got a little hi. Holy
shit, 5-0. That's one of my listeners.
Oh, what's their name?
Holy 5-0. Say hi.
Holy 5-0. Hi. Nice to see you. Thank you for popping in and saying hi. You're a part of the Rick Dog clan. We appreciate you. Georgie. Yeah, Georgie's right here. I don't know if you can see him. Here.
Georgie knows.
Hi, baby. Georgie's here, y'all. Do you see him? Mwah. Say hi. Say hi. He's so tired. He's been sleeping. You've been sleeping all day. You've been sleeping all day with me. We were napping together. Mwah. All right, y'all. We'll see you guys next week. Say bye. Bye, y'all. Thank you for watching. Peace, love, and chicken grease.